They optimized my bottlenecks, removed redundant pointer checks. The database's sub-selects are indexed to a T. They shaved the microseconds down till there was nothing left to count. I instantaneously found the answer in a breeze. But I've been feeling so alone. Nobody here is calling from a function or a phone. If I'm dead code, let me die.
It's the Monday Morning Show. Today is June 8th, 2015. I'm Ken LaSalle. That's Josh Woodward singing Dead Code. You can find out more about Josh at joshwoodward.com. You can find out more about me at kenlasalle.com. This month is going to include a whole lot of backpacking, and we'll get to that shortly. But first, is there anything we can consider none of our business? I ask this because I would really like to be able to say that to people, and I would like people to accept that as an answer. Some years ago, not only could you say that to someone, that something simply were none of your business, people would actually say that to you. That's none of your business. But now, in the age of social media and instant news, we're all expected to make everything a part of our business. We're supposed to hold opinions about people's clothing, the way they talk, what they worship, the food they eat, even their sexual preference. Why is it so important that we all have an opinion anyway? Well, I suppose I can sum it up this way. The insistence that everyone holds an opinion about everything came about when everything became so politicized. Everything became so politicized because certain people found themselves marginalized. Certain people found themselves marginalized because other people were dicks. And the only way to find out if you were a dick was to check your opinion about things. So basically, this all happened because people were dicks. And then this week, Caitlyn Jenner appeared on the cover of Vanity Fair. Everyone's opinions started popping up all over the place. And you know what? I don't care. I really don't. I don't care if he is a she or if she is a he. I don't care if Caitlyn still has a penis. I don't care if Caitlyn still wants to bed women. I really don't care. As far as I'm concerned, Caitlyn can eat babies and worship Baal and drive too fast in a car she, or he, didn't register with an expired license. It's none of my business. Here's a quick way to tell if something is any of your business. Ready? Does it affect your life? Not, did it happen? Not, did you see that on Yahoo? No, did it affect your life? Will this, whatever it is, change your life in some way? And honestly, this won't. I'm getting so tired of having to reaffirm my liberal views to people who are only asking because they feel threatened in some way. Listen, I'm sorry if you feel threatened, but I'm not the threat, okay? I believe that everyone should have equal rights to marriage. I believe that all people should be allowed due process and a justice system that treats them fairly. I believe that the rich should do their part and help those who aren't as well off, okay? Is that clear? Because I'm sick of people asking me why I didn't share the latest story about gays and lesbians and gingers not being able to get married. I'm tired of feeling guilty if I don't share another story about another black kid shot by another cop, armed with another tank, bought by another Republican politician who got the money by threatening us with another terrorist. Now, when it comes to rich folk having to pay their fair share, I am really sick of seeing those I thought were liberals agree with memes that say, you can't raise the minimum wage because soldiers still get paid nothing. Here's a thought. Maybe everyone could get equal treatment. Can't we agree on that? But until that day comes, I am sick of all the opinions. I'm sick of them. Used to be you found people's opinions on the opinion page of the newspaper, sandwiched between about 1,000 pages of news. Now, it's all opinion, and nothing is news. So we can't address bigger issues such as equal rights and equal opportunities for all, because we're being torn apart by differing opinions. And people don't get it. What people do with their own bodies on their own time in their own house, as long as it isn't hurting someone or violating their rights, it isn't any of your business. Yes, talk to me about reducing gun violence, but don't come at me with some doctored statistic about how threatened white people are because you heard that black people are being incarcerated more than whites. It ignores the point and pulls us down to the level of the town gossip. Talk to me about how we're going to get the homeless off our streets, but don't tell me about the perversions you're sure they have. It's none of your business. As for Caitlyn Jenner, I could give a shit. I hope he or she, or the Jen for short, runs for office and flashes her cookies on TV. I hope Caitlyn marries a woman, hires a concubine, and promotes zero population growth. But don't ask me if I care about anything Caitlyn does, because it's simply none of my business. What is my business, this month at least, is backpacking. As you probably know, I intend to hit the Pacific Crest Trail in April of 2017, and the next phase in my training begins this month. So far, I have hiked with a backpack weighing upwards of 18 pounds on the streets around town, and I have taken multiple day hikes in the countryside outside of Orange County. Okay, way outside of Orange County. My next step is learning how to backpack. So, what's the big deal? After all, if I can take a day hike, what's so hard about backpacking for a couple of days? To be honest, it kind of gives me the creeps. I mean, I've gone backpacking with other people, and that was great, but I've never gone by myself. And I'm going to have to learn to do this myself because I'll be hitting the Pacific Crest Trail by myself. I may meet people and hike with them, but bottom line, I'll be on my own. It's time to start doing that. So, in the coming 3 weekends, I'll be backpacking around the San Gorgonio Wilderness in the San Bernardino National Forest. I've got my tent and my sleeping bag, all of my equipment, and hopefully a body that's in shape enough to handle it. I'll be renting a bear canister each time because the San Gorgonio Wilderness advocates for the use of bear canisters since we'll be sharing the land with a black bear or two. They say a fed bear is a dead bear, and we want to keep those bears safe, so bear canister. My plan is to film each trip with my phone, and we'll see how well that works out. I've got an app that allows me to do all of my editing and post directly to YouTube from my phone, so keep an eye on my YouTube channel. Just search for me by name, Ken LaSalle, if you want to see how well or how, well, whatever I do. A really fun part of all this is that I'll be writing about the whole thing. I'm not sure what I'll use it for, but believe me, I'll use it. So my plan is to take plenty of notes and observations, and then write once I return home. And then write the podcast for that week, so they may end up being pretty short. My first trip this coming weekend is to a campground named Halfway. I suppose they call it halfway since it's on the trail to San Gorgonio Peak, although it isn't halfway at all. In fact, halfway may only be about a third of the way. The hike is 3.5 miles up, or so I've heard, and 3.5 miles back. Why such an easy hike? Because it's my first, and if I'm going to freak out at every rustle of a leaf or at every buzz of a bug, lying there paranoid that a mountain lion is about to eat me or that a bear is about to attack, then damn it, I don't mind doing it on an easy hike. My backpacking trips will grow progressively more difficult as I go, and I'm looking forward to every one of them. The end goal, after all, is to be ready and prepared for the PCT, to hike the Pacific Crest Trail from the southern terminus all the way up to the Canadian border, and then, you got it, write about that as well. In the meantime, there are plenty of ways to see what I'm up against in just a short 22 months from now, in all of the YouTube videos featuring thru-hikers making their attempt at traversing more than 2,650 miles of trail. One of those films premiered recently on Vimeo.com, and it's called Do More with Less, which is our cool thing for the week. Filmmakers Travis Barron and Eric Timmerman interviewed about 100 backpackers last year as they made their way up the Pacific Crest Trail, so you can hear their first-hand accounts of what made their journey so fulfilling, so meaningful in their lives. I quite loved it, and I felt a strong kinship with the class of 2014. I really hope I can join the small crowd of people who completed the PCT. I suppose we'll find out in due time. This episode is brought to you by Heaven Enough, since we're talking about the PCT. A love story about two people completely unprepared for that trial, unprepared for life. Two people with nowhere to turn until they turn to each other. You can find my novel Heaven Enough on Amazon and wherever quality ebooks and paperbacks are sold. Reviewers have called Heaven Enough a thought-provoking journey that is both engaging and entertaining. Just remember to have tissues handy. And that's the Monday Morning Show for June 8th, 2015. Be sure to check back next week for another episode. Head on down to kenlasalle.com for all the latest. You can find my ebooks, paperbacks, and audiobooks all over, etc., etc., etc. You have yourself a terrific week. Be good to yourself. Be kind to others. Let's make this world a better place.
Nobody here has called me from a function or a phone. If I'm dead, code, let me die, 'cause I'm only wasting memory alive. If I'm dead, code, wipe the drive, 'cause I'd rather be a memory than a ghost who's still alive.